everything we've covered so far, the consolidated reporting, the product level insights, and the enhanced Amazon analytics are all crucial for figuring out which channel works best for you and for what products. So I'd like to chat a little bit more about comparing Amazon to Shopify and how to weigh up the pros and cons of each channel. So I'm going to have a look at the product table again. Basically, at Conjura, we found that Amazon fees are generally higher than what you need to pay to operate in a Shopify store, but you will usually be spending more on marketing your D2C store than marketing on Amazon. So I would recommend using the product table to dig into how your costs and overall profitability vary by channel. So I'm going to split by sales channel and use my contribution KPI set. So this is a high level view of my cost breakdown by channel. So you can see what I mean here. My contribution margin is roughly the same between the two channels, even though I'm spending much more on marketing my D2C, almost double. But I can see that the Amazon fees pretty much make up that difference. I would also recommend filtering to each specific channel and looking at a product level view like we did before to see if there's any particularly profitable or unprofitable products on either channel. So here I'll go back to a product view and see how they're all doing on Amazon. So this is useful because certain Amazon fees actually vary by product category. So this view is useful if you sell across multiple categories. Some categories or individual products could be more profitable than others simply because of the fees. And then also remember to use the metric filters like we did before to see products with a profit above or below a certain amount. So the last time we did this was to find our most profitable products on Amazon, to prioritize those ones, but you can go the other direction as well to find everything with a negative profit, for example. I will switch back to that higher level view now. So I want to see my cost breakdown at a channel level again. I'll just remove these filters and switch this split back to sales channel. So, like I said before, the ad spend is a lot more on my D2C store than on Amazon. But this is to be expected because with D2C, you're establishing yourself, you're building a brand. So naturally, you need to spend more on advertising. But with Amazon, you instantly have access to millions of customers all over the world. And the focus there is more on the product being sold rather than the brand or the store that's selling it. One thing to note, though, is that the marketing dollars spent on building your D2C brand is often worth it. So you'll see what I mean if we go back to some of the customer dashboards we saw before. So I'll go to the new versus existing dashboard. Basically, while it's quick to get up and running with Amazon, it's difficult to build brand loyalty there. So like your brand doesn't really have an identity there. I don't have any control over the consumer's experience on the site. I have no control over post-purchase comms, and I can't re-engage customers with email outreach about new products or an offer that I'm running. So I can see the impact of that here by looking at my existing customer KPIs. I'll just look at them in these charts here. So I'll change this to existing customers, split by sales channel. And I'll change this one to existing customer revenue by sales channel. So there are some customers coming back on Amazon, but it's nothing compared to my D2C store. And I can dig into that a little further again by switching to the channel group view. So here I can see that my email campaigns are a big driver for that retention. And that's something that my Amazon customers aren't receiving. It's also worth noting that email is a pretty cheap channel. So I do need to invest more in marketing upfront on D2C to build my brand, but then retaining those customers via email campaigns is much cheaper. Just one thing to point out is this chart is showing the number of existing customers who've come back and placed an order. And this line chart, this is showing existing customer gross revenue. So that's what those existing customers are actually spending. So that's their kind of real world money implication of that retention. So one more thing is the LTV dashboard is a great place to see how that impact of customer loyalty builds up over time, because this is kind of stacking up the whole customer's lifetime. So I'll just quickly look at LTV gross revenue by sales channel. And again, I'm seeing that my web store, my D2C or Shopify has a much higher LTV than my marketplace or Amazon orders. To summarize, Amazon and D2C can both be profitable channels, obviously, but which one is right for you depends on your business goals and the category or categories that you're selling in. So while Amazon fees can be high, a lot of the heavy lifting is done for you there in terms of getting your products in front of consumers. And of course, they'll even do the fulfillment for you if you're doing FBA. D2C requires more of a time and money investment in order to establish your brand and get traffic to your site. But then that investment can pay off in the form of a loyal customer base and more control over their experience with your brand. So by connecting Shopify and Amazon stores and all of your marketing platforms to Conjura, you can get an idea of how each of those sales channels is performing for you and weigh up how each of the patterns we discussed is affecting your business.